you're going to be making this today?
The dough, the actual dough ball. If you're everybody else, you're going to kit your dough. You're going to make a kit, a dry kit and a wet kit. For non-tortellini groups, you're not going to be including your eggs today because they don't do well out of the shell. So have everything in your wet kit but your 5 yolks and 1 whole egg. And what I do is, for that kind of thing, I'll have pasta dough wet kit. And then another piece of tape says, needs 5 yolks and 1 whole egg. You always write what it needs, okay? And spell it all out so you have it. So let me show you how to make the dough. For those of you who are kitting your dough today, you're going to be doing this on Tuesday. So I'm demoing it today. So there's a little stretch in there. So you'll want to have a place to put all this information to refer back to on your day you're making the dough, okay? Everybody else is making their dough on Tuesday. Okay, so here we go. Very simple. This is 10 ounces of a semolina flour, which is a wheat flour. This is 10 ounces of all-purpose flour. This is salt, okay? The recipe's right here. So here's the pasta dough recipe. This is 2 teaspoons of salt. That's our dry kit, okay? So then we're gonna whisk that together. And then what you would do is, if you're kitting today, you'd put your dry kit in here, label it Tuesday, Thursday, 9:35, table 4, right? And then you'll put them on here. You can see the other classes have done that, okay? So that'll be your dry kit. No need to refrigerate this. That's dry. Next is going to be the wet kit. And so in there, you're going to put a whole cracked egg. And so one thing about cracking eggs is you don't want to crack on the edge of a surface. It's not a good idea. It actually cracks more of the shell, and that gets into your egg. What I learned from Julia Child is you crack it on a flat surface like this. Okay, then you can pull it apart and just open it up. Okay, just rip it open like that. Okay, then you're also going to put in yolks. 5 yolks. That's the yellow part. What you're going to do is you're going to crack the egg on the surface, put it in your hand, and this is the Vulcan technique. Okay, so you're going to crack the egg like that, just bruise it, and then stick your finger in there and open it up with your thumb, and then right in your hand. And then you'll let the white go through, just pass it back and forth. You can pinch a little bit, that helps. Let the white go through. And then you have the yolk. 1. Crack right in your hand. Back and forth. Let it go through your finger. And you can pinch it. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Okay. Now, if you do have whites, you can't. If you have an operation and you're using these, you can save these for the bake shop. Oftentimes, they'll use them for meringues, or if you're making consommé, you can use them for consommé, things like that. If you guys want to make an egg white omelet and practice that and eat it, that's fine. I think our history here has been, I'll save them for a few weeks and end up throwing them out because they're old. So I don't want to save them in our coolers because we don't have a purpose for it. But if you want to cook them off and for fun and eat them, go for it. Okay? So that's the yolks and 1 whole egg. And I'm also going to add 3/4 cup water. 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. And 2 tablespoons whole milk. Okay, so that's our liquid base. We're going to whisk that up really well. Is there a shell in there? you mix it up, you're going to put it in the dry kit. So here's your wet kit. Okay? This, when you're done, you remember, you're not going to put the eggs in there, so it'll be everything but the eggs. Then you'll put that in here, label it pasta dough wet kit, Tuesday, Thursday, 9:35, table 5, and then we'll put that in the cooler, because that needs to be refrigerated. So, we talked last week about how pasta originated in China and then moved its way to Italy. So this is an Italian style pasta. I'll be making fettuccine for you, and then you're going to make your doughs. But we're going to make you all temporarily Italian today, okay? So put your hands together like that, and let's all say, "Yay!" Yay! Very good. So now you're temporarily Italian. This will only last 10 days. It might get a little itchy, but it's okay. So the reason why Italians do this is because we use this to make a well in the pasta. So you make a hole in the pasta, like that. And then you pour all of your liquid mixture in the hole. Okay. Use your $10,000 tool. Get every ounce out of there. Okay, next step, you're going to take a whisk and just move the dough, the liquid portion around. It's going to be lapping up the sides of the beach, so you'll have this erosion effect just like California. What? Oh, sorry. We're going to have beachfront property pretty soon here in Flagstaff. So you can see I'm just eroding the sides here, and you want to do this until the whisk becomes useless. You can see it's getting more like pancake batter now. Before it gets too thick, you want to stop and tap off your whisk. If it gets too thick, it's a pain. You have to pull it off like that. So you want to, it's easier to do while it's still a little bit wet. Tap that up, and then you're going to use your other whisk and throw the dough over the liquid and just combine it until it's granular. Once you get it to about this stage, you can work it out on your table. So then put it all on your table. And then your bowl should look like that when you're done. So pretty clear.